It's a people, it's a community, it's a life, it's a heart, it's a spirit.
Parents of gay children say, I want my son, my gay son, to have the same opportunity to come to me and say, hey, Dad, I'm getting married, as my non-gay son or my non-gay daughter.
The heck would you want a picture of a tattoo of $1,000 on your penis for?
You might just need to satisfy yourself sexually alone at that point.
Do I regret it? Not one bit. Did I think that I would actually take it the next step and do it again?
And what goes into their life, how they handle it. There are 12 houses, and each one of those houses has a particular function.
Look into yourself, think about it, and just be whoever it is that speaks to you.
Hello and welcome to Talking About. Today we have a very special guest joining me. I'm Jon Griffith, your host. Joining me tonight, Albert Allie of Allie-Way Films.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. You're not a stranger to this set, but it's your first time on
Definitely
this
not.
particular show. So we're talking about Allie-Way Films,
Right.
Which is a fairly easy assumption as to how it was named.
Yeah, my last name, definitely.
Okay, well, how did the company come into being?
You really want to get into the story?
Talk show. We talk.
Okay, well, Allie-Way Films came into being. I used to co-own another company with an ex-partner of mine, and we had been best friends for many years, and just business didn't work out, the business thing, and it kind of ruined the friendship. So I kind of went off on my own, and Allie-Way Films is kind of a play off of my last name, and also at the time I was really upset with him, and you know, everything had to be his way. So I decided, well, it's my company, it's going to be my way, Allie's way. So that's how Allie-Way came out.
Okay, and how long has the company been?
I've had the company legitimized, I think it's 4 years now.
Okay.
4 years.
And just from the get-go with a focus on the arts?
Films, television projects, things like that. And we are also getting into other areas of the arts, yeah.
Okay.
But right now it's just mainly we're trying to focus on the film and television thing.
Okay. And just getting the company started, what were some of the early projects that helped get you rolling?
The very first Allie-Way Films project was Katie's Wish.
Okay.
It's a drama about a little girl, a 13-year-old girl with leukemia being raised by her single dad. I've done some music videos also
Okay.
on Allie-Way Films for an artist, EJ, who was actually signed on Bon Jovi Records.
Okay.
I did a test pilot for a sitcom called Life Together, and Cross the Line is actually the first project that I've actually did in conjunction with 2 other companies and my company.
Okay. Well, we've covered everything. That wraps the show up.
There you go. Okay.
Now, okay. Well, let's start at the beginning. Katie's Wish.
Okay, Katie's Wish.
Where did that idea evolve from? You wrote this as well as directed?
I wrote it, directed, cinematographer, producer. I did everything on the film, and the idea actually derived from a true story. It's
Okay.
actually based on a true story, although a majority I had to fictionalize and change names and
Right. Just the legalities of the business.
right. Based on a story told to me by Katie, who was 9 years old, and I met her in a hospice, and she basically she was being raised by her dad. Her mom left her because she was sick. She didn't want to take care of her, and she just left her dad, to take care of her sick child. So, and then hearing the story, I kind of came up with the idea to write the script, and actually to shoot the film was actually, it was on the back burner for a while, and my mom was sick with cancer, and I lost her to cervical cancer. So kind of as a form of therapy to myself after losing my mom, I went ahead and I shot the film with no money.
Okay.
but I shot the film anyway. I think altogether it actually cost me about $2,000 to shoot this film on digital. But it was something that I had to do, you know, great story.
Right.
You know, something I wanted people to see.
And I haven't seen the entire project, but you know, the scenes that I've seen, I did find especially well written.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Kudos to you. And we do have a reel of scenes from the film.
Okay.
Is anything beyond the basic story premise that we need to set up with this clip reel? I have the entire clip reel that we're about to show.
Well, basically, just some of the things that you're going to see is kind of like an argument between Katie and her father, and the argument is basically he promised her that she would never have to be in a hospice or a hospital, and that if she was going to die, she could die at home. And now, kind of because she's out of remission and she's starting to get sick again, he's kind of going back on his promise to her, and she's letting him know how she feels about that.
Okay.
You know.
So we're going to take a look at some scenes from Katie's Wish.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, sweetie.
Jennifer's tickets to see Linkin Park this weekend at the Garden. Can I go?
Sure.
Cool. I'll call her and tell her.
Before you do that, can we have a talk?
Sure.
I was talking to Steve today. And he said this thing is gonna get worse. Much worse than we expected.
Well, we knew it wasn't going to get much better for me. They said there were meds I could take for the pain.
Sweet, it's not that simple.
What? What are you saying?
Steve recommended that you go into hospice.
No way.
Listen, sweetie. They really have a wonderful pain management program there. They can
But
really
you
adjust.
promised.
You're right, and I should not have done that if I didn't know.
You said I wouldn't have to stay in the hospital with tubes and stuff in me.
All I'm saying is that we at least look into this, okay? That's all I'm saying.
You lied to me. I can't believe you actually lied to me.
I didn't lie to you, Katie. I didn't lie to you.
No, I'm not going. You can't make me go.
Calm down, Katie, okay? Just calm down.
You want to see me like that? You want to see me suffer through this? I'm gonna die whether you like it or not, so I prolong.
Is that what you think? You think I want to watch you die?
Lucky you. All you gotta do is watch.
One day I wake up and my biggest problem is whether or not I have any coffee in the house. And then I meet Michael and his truly amazing teenage daughter, and they turn my world totally upside down. Michael makes me feel like I'm worth something. I haven't felt that way in so long. You know, I mean, I forgot what it was like to be treated like a human being. And Katie, I have never met a kid with so much strength and courage. She makes you feel like you could do anything. I just want to be around her all the time. And when I'm not, I'm worried about how she is and where she is, and I miss her sweet smile and that silly little giggle she has, and the way she puts potato chips on her sandwiches. In the short amount of time that I've known her, she's given me so much. And I can't do a thing to help her. And I'm gonna lose her. And it's tearing my heart to pieces.
I'm sorry.
No, you know something, Michael? I've come to terms with the fact that some of the reasons why you're the way you are is because you're hurting inside. You know, deep down, you're afraid of losing your child. And God, you wouldn't be normal if you weren't. But I also realize that the other reasons why you're like that is because you're too scared to let anyone else into your world with Katie. You don't want to share her or her time with anyone else. You're her father, that's true. But you seem to forget that you brought her into my world. And in my world where nothing used to make sense, now because of her they do. I fell in love with you, Michael. Hard. But I fell for her too. And I may not be her mother, but you're not the only one who's losing something here.
Wait, Jen.
My dad's the best, and he always makes sure I'm okay. So it was cool with me that I didn't have a mom. But you know I hate her so much?
Why?
Because when she was here, she never held me. She never hugged me and told me that she loved me, that everything would be okay. She was afraid to even touch me. How could someone be afraid to touch their own child?
I don't know.
I was just a kid. I didn't do anything to her. I didn't ask to be sick.
I know.
It wasn't my fault. But she made me feel like I should never have been born. You make me feel like I never want to die. I don't want to die.
Okay, so just a good sampling of Katie's Wish,
Right.
which is a long-time labor of love for you.
Yes, it actually was. And it actually still is kind of my baby, and I think no matter what I move on to, this would always be something that I'll always look back on as something that was really meaningful for me to do.
I mean, not only that, I mean, the significance of knowing the characters, the real people that the characters are based on,
Right.
but also your first major project.
Right.
And there's got to be a learning curve there.
Well, this was kind of my first major project on my own.
Okay.
Kind of. And as they say, everything that can go wrong will. That's what kind of happened with this, but I kind of just wanted to keep moving, and I didn't let anything stop me from completing the project, basically. So money, cameras, lighting, whatever it was, I just kept pushing forward on it.
Okay, and you saw it through to a DVD release.
Yes.
So, and that's available through, you can find information through your website as to where it's available?
You can go directly to indieflix.com.
Okay.
It's available there. You just type in Katie's Wish in the search engine, and the page will come right up.
Okay. So, and the cast of characters, or the actors in your cast, you have some talented up-and-coming people in there.
Right.
Such as?
The young lady who played Katie, Murphy Rose, is her name now. She's actually she's going through LA. She's doing pilots and things now, but I'm actually having her back for a project that I'm working on now, something I have in development. I just haven't told her yet. It's kind of a surprise. So,
okay. But
yeah, I will be bringing her back. She's one powerful little actress, you know, and it's surprising because a lot of the people that I've worked with, a lot of the most powerful actors that I've worked with are the younger kids, and I don't know why that is, but between her and another young lady that I worked with, very powerful, very real, and very emotional actresses. So
it's got to be, you know, just working with the budget that you had mentioned, you know, around $2,000
right.
for the first project. It's got to be a challenge to get all the right people together to work for little or nothing.
Well, they actually worked for nothing.
Okay.
But they pulled it together. I mean, it was a grueling process of auditioning, and I think I auditioned about 5 young girls.
Okay.
And I think she was the first one who actually auditioned, and I didn't even want to audition the rest of them because they said, well, this is the one, this is her. And then when I saw all the rest of the auditions, I said, nope, that's her, that's the one I need.
Confirmed everything.
Yeah, definitely. It's very powerful.
So, and then after Katie's Wish, you said you had moved into some music video and some television projects?
I shot a test project for another network. They were interested in a story that I was writing, and they asked me to put together like a little test thing, and I was kind of confused on how to shoot a sitcom with no money and no equipment, and you know, without a studio. But I pulled it together. I scraped together about $500, and some of the greatest, you know, actors that I can find. One comedian, she played the wife, and a couple of friends of mine who have been on Oz and in some feature films came, and they did the show for me, and I shot a half-hour sitcom. So didn't pan out with the other network because apparently they wanted more of a Latino feel, and it's about an Italian family, which they should have mentioned from the beginning. So now the TV show is actually going to be airing on another network as part of their independent producers showcase. The gentleman there who does the programming is hoping that it'll get picked up as a regular show.
Okay, so there's some promise.
Yes, yes.
So it's always, I mean, even just getting your work seen is always fulfilling in and of itself.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I like people to see my work, even if nothing actually happens, but as long as people are watching. You know.
And on your hat.
Cross the line.
Cross the line.
Yes, the latest project.
So was that your first feature?
This Cross the Line? No, I've done tons of features before, but this is my a little bit of a higher budget. I worked on it with 2 other companies, an executive producer, and this is actually something that's going to get a little bit more major exposure than anything else I've done, kind of, and it led to some other things. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, well, how did the project come into being?
I had met my partner on the project, Mike, actually, ironically through MySpace.
Okay.
And we became friends, and we met up. You know, I went to go see him in Long Island, and we met up. And he says, "Well, I wish we could just shoot a movie." So I said, "Well, I got something I'm working on," and I banged out a script in about 2 or 3 weeks, because it was actually an idea. Cross the Line was actually a teleplay I was working on for a series. So all I did was I went into the script and I changed things around and made a feature film out of it.
You just take it and you make it bigger.
Yeah, and it started off as something we were going to shoot with no money. Then a friend of his, wanted to get involved in the project. He was going to give us $3,000 just to feed the cast.
Okay.
And then when he started to see how things started progressing, and then he saw some clips of an old action film that I did for $500, he wanted to see what I can do with some more money.
Okay.
So he just poured the money into the project, and we were able to get really great cameras and sound equipment, and we were able to feed everybody. And we were happy about that.
Yes.
So.
And the premise of the film?
The premise of the film is about 2 detectives. One is a homicide detective. His name is Joe Coletti, and the other one is a narcotics detective. Her name is Angela Barnett, and they're both going through a divorce from each other, actually.
Okay.
They're divorced from each other, and they have a teenage daughter. And
you play the teenage daughter?
No, I don't think so. But the premise of the film kind of is that they're kind of at each other's throats, and the whole relationship was based on the reason why they got divorced was basically her jealousy and thinking that he was always having affairs. So they kind of broke up, and this new case that he's involved in, she's also involved in, and neither one knows about it. So it kind of, you know, spirals from the beginning of the film where they're both, he's on, you know, he's undercover and she's on a stakeout. She doesn't know he's in there, and she busts in and ruins the whole thing. And this guy who they totally screwed up his whole drug and money thing kind of comes after them.
Okay.
And then his wife is set up for killing a cop that he's dating, this female cop. It's just a whole big mess, but it kind of brings the whole family back together. The daughter gets taken, and you know, then they're kind of on the run, you know.
Okay, well, we have the trailer.
Okay.
So, I guess, well, you just gave the overview of the film, so I guess we really don't need to set anything up for the trailer of Cross the Line.
Right.
All those years I sat in my cell and I thought, how you should die. But then I thought, I want you to suffer first. I want you to know what it's like to lose everything right before your very eyes. I'm gonna make that happen.
10 seconds, she becomes a memory.
Where's my money?
What has got your money?
How'd a fella like you come up with 50,000?
Daddy, please help me.
Pretty action-packed.
Yeah, pretty much so.
So how long did the movie take to shoot?
2 months.
2 months?
2 months, and only on weekends.
Okay.
We shot only on the weekends. Things actually ran, I'd say, about 90% smooth on this project. We were kind of happy about that. And we were on schedule most of the time.
Is it partially due to actually having a budget?
Partially, yeah. Partially. We were able to accomplish things, you know, and I mean, that's what hurts in the business. I mean, it's possible to make these films, you know, with little or no money, but you know, it's always better to have the money.
Right.
But I think more love goes into them when there's less of a budget.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it gets special attention. I think major budgets kind of, you start losing the feel for the creativity, and now you're on a budget and you're on this schedule and you're on this whole, you know.
Right. Instead of throwing your heart and your mind at it, you just throw cash at it.
Right. People just start losing the feeling to make a movie because it feels good to make a movie, you know. So.
And Cross the Line is playing the festival circuit?
Cross the Line, actually, we're still in the editing phases. Okay. The principal editing is done. Right now, they're working on the color correction.
Okay.
And the audio is almost done. So we say by mid-June, we should have a final cut.
Final cut mid-June 2007. Reruns are forever.
Definitely, yes. Yes. We're hoping that'll be the final deadline.
Okay, and CrossTheLineMovie.com?
Yes, www.crossthelinemovie.com. There you can find things about our cast, which actually are, some of these people are actually accredited with things. As Tina Kraus in the film, she's done over 100 movies, horror films, and the like. We have special appearances by people like Debbie Rochon, who's done over 200 and something horror films. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of her.
The name is familiar.
Yeah,
I can't put the face there right now.
Yeah, she's kind of the hottest scream queen going right now.
Okay.
And Sal Serchia from Oz, and Coalition, and Knock Knock, which is just coming out now as a feature film being released. So we have a really great cast of people in this film. And we might have a part 2 in the works,
Okay.
you know, on a little bit of a bigger budget with some other people.
Okay, that
You know.
sounds promising.
Yeah.
And there's, again, crossthelinemovie.com.
Crossthelinemovie.com.
And there are details on the Internet Movie Database, imdb.com.
Yes, you can go to imdb.com and check out the cast list. And if they want to know more, right now I'm in the process of having a new official website built.
Okay.
So right now, it's if you want to check out Allie-Way Films, it's myspace.com/Allie-Way Films.
And is that hyphenated?
No, all one word.
All one word. Okay. And beyond Cross the Line 2, or what do you want to be next?
Right now, we're in development with 2 projects, and I have one which is a horror action film that we're circulating. That one we're bringing some of the B-movie actors and actresses that we know and love to join us on that film. We're actually shopping right now for financing.
Okay.
So we're going to see where we can get some money to do that.
And that's a whole another show.
That's a whole nother show.
Whole other show on how to go about doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I hope that you will come back and do at some point.
I would love to, actually. And I hope that when I do come back that we actually had that movie shot.
Okay.
That would be great.
So any final thoughts?
No, not at all. I mean, I
So-
appreciate you letting me come here and talk about my films. And
No, I'm grateful for your appearance. Again, myspace.com/Allie-Way Films.
Right.
www.talkingabout.info. I'm right where you're watching me. I'm on Google Video. We're podcasting now. We're freaking everywhere.
There you go. That's the only way to be.
Exactly. And I want to thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
And I will see you next time. Have a good one.